Bro, I think this is our fault. Like, we put too much pressure on him. Like, being eccentric and like talented and being like cut from the same cloth as Kanye type of artist and all that stuff, that's not enough to do what CTC has done, the good and the bad. There's the external factor of like, I'm not gonna say that the glaze is unjustified. It is. I believe it is justified. Like, he's one of these hyper talented individuals. I know him when I see him. I've seen enough of CTC's content, which there isn't much, but I know when I see it. I've seen these guys before. You know, the George Miller type of guys, like Joji, if you don't know, Filthy Frank. Like, they're always Asian. There's this like rare breed of Asians that end up being able to do like 5 to 10 things at like world elite level, basically. Like top level, when most people can't even do one of them at like a decent level, you know? I knew guys in school who were like break dancer, and I'm like, oh, this is sick. And then they're like insanely good in every academic, and they were in all these other like extra things, but it was easy for them and they didn't really care about it. They were bored by it, and they were able to like run super fast, and they were funny, and they were like really creative, and they could do some like fucking origami, like all this like they were making up their own stuff. They were able to fish, like just a whole bunch of things that they were insanely good at, not just like hobbyist in or whatever, but like semi-pro. They were able to be semi-pro in like 10 to 15 things, and they wouldn't have to try for it. It would just come naturally to them. I've seen these talented individuals before, these talented breed of Asians. CTC is one of them, no doubt. However, I think one factor of him delaying his 2024 cypher verse for so long was the fact that we glazed too much. We put the pressure on, we put the expectations on, and it's crippling to like, oh, how do I reach those expectations? Even though you always try to take it out of your head of like, I don't have to reach insanely high expectations, like inhuman level expectations. You have to take it out of your head, but it's not easy to do. Knowing you have to do it versus actually doing it are two different things. All right, I'm about to drop some deep wisdom, some deep lore, because this is something I'm intimately familiar with. Releasing music changes you. Like, as an artist, every single song you drop, a piece of you is lost, but you also gain a new piece from it. Like, yeah, you're influencing the world, but it's also a submissive act because the world is influencing you. You may not realize it, and it's these like invisible strings that you don't notice. Like, how the hell could me releasing music to the world and them hearing it and I'm not hearing them? Like, I'm not hearing their music or whatever. How is me giving something to the world influencing me? And it's exactly when these like invisible sources of influence take over that it's way, way, way stronger. The world is influencing you so much more than you influence the world. Like, the world is changing you when you release music. The very day, it's like driving a car out of a dealership lot. The very second it's released, you are a different person. And every artist has to go through this, like, dropping a song is like signing a contract with yourself that says, I will no longer enjoy this song, give it enough time. It doesn't matter how great this song is and how much you love it in the moment. Give it 2, 3, 5 years, depending on the artist, depending on the song, depending on the situation. You will look back on that song and cringe, because you'll be like, at the very least, even if it's an amazing song and everything's perfect, in the best case scenario, you will look back on it and go, damn, like, this guy doesn't even exist anymore. The guy who made this song. That's what you'll think about when like listening to it again after all that time, if you actually allow yourself to progress and grow and evolve as a person. And this doesn't just apply to music, by the way. This is about any artistic expression when you just put yourself out there into the world. It's also just any vulnerability in general. When be vulnerable, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for you to express yourself in a way that would force you to change. And that's whether you like it or not, with or without your consent. Releasing music forces you to change. It forces your identity, your surface level identity at least, to change. And if everyone hypes you up so much for who you are right now in that moment, anyone would be scared to change. Subconsciously, you might not even think consciously that if you release music you're going to change, but subconsciously you will be afraid. Your unconscious will implant a fear within you to not release that music or not artistically express yourself, because it knows, whether you know or not consciously, it knows that upon release of this music you will change. And that's a gamble, that's a risk. Not really, but it will feel like a risk. The real gamble is in trying to stay the same and hope that people still continue to hype you up or try to maintain what you have. It's better to actually not take these things so seriously and to like learn to let them go and just let them pass and continue to evolve yourself. So I'm doing like some research, I'm like looking him up. I'm like trying to figure out, does he have any projects released and all that stuff. I'm like trying to find his songs, people that featured him and stuff like that. And then I have a thought and I'm like, yo, did we push him too hard? Like, is part of this on us, bro? Because you look at the comments on all these videos and it kind of looks that way. Like we're putting him on this like insane pedestal, and I can't help but feel like that would, first of all, those are inhumanely unrealistic expectations to put on someone, to put them on that kind of pedestal. Like, that's an insane responsibility. People shouldn't, get in their feelings or whatever if he's not able to meet the hype and things like that. Honestly, I think it might be halting his progress as an artist. Possibly. I've seen it happen before with other artists. But I had another thought, which was, just from the stuff I'm seeing, I could see how this would create animosity within the group. I could see how, like, these guys are not super mature. I'm not saying this has anything to do with like the Pokemon or any like Smash Bros or anything like that. I would say that plays a factor, but I'm just talking about in general, like people that put themselves out there on YouTube, on the internet like that. No one who's completely at peace with themselves is gonna be posting the way I posted, the way these other guys post on YouTube. And I could so see situations where it's like they're linking up, they go hang out with CTC, and in the back of their minds they can't get rid of the thought of like, damn, everybody in the comment sections think that this guy's better than us. Which, like, we kind of do, but not like a little bit, But it's not like, oh, he's better than you. He's different. He has a different skill set. He has a different talent. He's a different purpose. He is made for something different, and it's a shame. Maybe not. I don't know him, But just from what I've seen in my life, I'm just speaking to the best of my knowledge, my personal experience. I think the only thing stopping him from being a star, like famous and deeply influential to like the music game as a whole, is himself. And it feels like such a shame when those guys with that kind of talent don't engage in their highest possible potential to create, Like it's not like, oh, he's the best Pokemon rapper of all time. No, he's not supposed to be competing with other Pokemon rappers and like YouTubers and stuff. He's supposed to be competing with like the musicians who take music seriously enough to where they're like, this is my whole life. I'm not concerned about anything else. These guys are also exploring the world and figuring things out, and like, call me pessimistic, but like, this is a massive friend group. I just don't see every single one of them being able to like, withstand whatever wrench is thrown into their group by like the YouTube comments or the, like, online Reddit or whatever. Like, I don't see all of them being able to have the emotional maturity to be able to like get over those kinds of things so easily, and like have the wherewithal to understand that like it is entirely a parasocial relationship. From the outside looking in, this guy's a beast. His aura is unreal. He's not like the rest of them. But like, obviously, if any of us in the audience saying this got to know any of them, we would have our own like, oh, this guy's the same sense of humor as me or whatever. We'd resonate with some of them more than others, and we'd like find friends and go like, oh, I like this one more than the other one and all that stuff. But this is not a like this is entirely parasocial, and there's no instruction guide on how to deal with parasocial relationships. It's all new stuff, and I think they're better equipped to deal with it than like most people on the internet, most of these like OTK and these other like content houses and all this stuff. But still, I don't think all of them, like, I just can't see it being the case that behind the scenes everything just goes smoothly between all of them, you know? I'm intimately familiar with brilliant artists being petrified to release their music, so this is not a surprise to me, and I'm glazing. I've spent this whole video glazing him actually, so like even I'm probably not helping the situation, but I'm saying this to say, like, I would reserve judgment of like, oh, it's this guy's fault or this guy's fault that the cypher took so long to come out and all that stuff. Like, you know what? It's probably no one's fault, and if you really want to assign blame to it, it actually might be in large part the fans' fault, the audience's fault. And also, like, the people that are close to him should be vigilant about like glazing him, because that's also going to play into like him creating like insane expectations for himself that he won't be able to meet, you know? Because I feel like even the people, if there is this, I'm just guessing that if at any point there was some turmoil between him and some group members, or some group members and other group members, about like who's at fault for it taking so long and all this stuff, and oh, this, they scammed us and all this stuff, it's like I would reserve judgment, because I've seen those artists, they're victims, bro. They're straight up victims. They are tortured by the fact that, by like the internal conflict of like, do I release my music or do I not? This is conflicting. I think I might have fucked up with like making this video, because I have to, I say this out of glaze. This is about to be some crazy glaze. The world is being done a disservice if you're not releasing your music. I know you have it. I know you have it in the vault. I know it's there. Even if you haven't recorded it, I know it's in your notes. Your lyrics are in your notes. Your flows are in your head. I know it's there. And you are not fulfilling your God-given moral responsibility to the world by not, in some way, it doesn't have to be music, but some way artistically expressing yourself, because you have that gift. You were given that gift. It's time for you to, you know, pay your dues for being given that gift. Get in the studio, get on your computer, go to youtube.com/upload and follow the prompts. And then do the same on SoundCloud, and then do the same on DistroKid. Log into your distro or whatever, TuneCore, CD Baby, whatever you use, you know? And get paid, and keep creating and keep evolving yourself, because that's what you're meant to do. You're meant to sort of like to go through that fire and change, and you're not meant to stay the same. And I know you create. Your evolution from 2019 to 2024 was dramatic. So I know you're writing stuff. I know you're being creative behind the scenes. Share it with us. Share it with the world. Put it out there. And to any fellow CTC glazers out there, maybe hypocritical of me to say, obviously, but like, maybe it's time to like tone it back on like the putting insanely high expectations, treating this guy like a god amongst men, you know? Because this is not, like, if you actually wanted to hear CTC verses, if you actually want him to release his music, this is not the way to do it. I'm saying this as a CTC fan. I'm saying this as someone who wants to hear more of his verses, more of his songs. Like, this is not the strategy to get him to release more. I want him to release, and so I'm still trying to figure out the strategy and all that stuff. I'm still trying to figure out how to get people like this to actually like want to release more. And it seems to be like letting go, like not putting on the pressure that actually, like, it's not going to make them release, but it's going to remove the inhibitions that stop them from releasing their music, at least like somewhat, you know? I'm making this entire video as just like a complete shot in the dark. I doubt he's even going to see this. See, if you see this, bro, we need that shit. We need the verses expeditiously, pronto, right now. Get on and upload it. The guys who made the 2024 cypher, that was insane audio engineering. Like, everyone had like, there was transitions between all the songs and the ad-libs and all this stuff, and it like, you got plenty of engineering, mixing, mastering right there to like handle your verses for you and make sure you actually sound clean and sound palatable to the masses. And like, bro, if you need a music video, I'll record one for you for free. Sharp turn. These are dangerous roads. I'm not about to keep recording. I got to focus on driving. Okay, bye guys.